What's up, guys? I'm just gonna test my audio real quick. And what a pump we've been having. Wow, guys, like what a pump. It's been beautiful. It's been really good. Hi, Johnny. Hi. Yeah, so yeah. Right now, what's holding us back? That's kind of what we're looking at. Right, so let's start with, we're looking at BTC dominance because it looks like this guy has taken the stage, so to speak, take the stitch. And we saw a big push up from BTC dominance. Don't chew that one, no. Here, you got cords everywhere. My cat's just chewing these cords, sorry. So yeah, we had a big push down, big push back up, and kind of the seesaw that I was thinking. Now I think we see another push back down, which gives a bit of room for here to maybe later in March, maybe like a month of alt season, followed by another big run up from Bitcoin and the dominant players. That having been said, like I think it's just BTC dominance that could go down, and that the price could continue staying around the same price, if not going up a little bit higher. Yeah, just based off sentiment alone and the amount of inflows that we could see into altcoins if a alt season ensues, as I'm saying. Let's look at USDT.D. And yeah, it's following my projections. I don't think it's going to take a break, and it could get down there faster than we think. It could get down there faster than I anticipated here, which is kind of July, summertime, right? Like summertime break, summertime lull. Yeah, we pushed down past these kind of little corrective areas that I thought maybe down here we'll have a little corrective area for back to 5% type, or 475 to 5% type thing. There's a lot of volume right here, so yeah, we're under this, so it's a big gap here in the volume. So I think we just continue going down. And that's going to put that into BTC, into ETH. ETH having a major push up. Let's have a look at this. What were we looking at with the ETH? Yeah, look at that. Wow. Really close to my squiggle. Bounced. It didn't do it quite in one. It did a swoop-de-doop. And it did dip underneath this major amount of volume here. Let's see. Yeah, it dipped under this just a little bit. It didn't quite make it into this open zone, because I think if it made it into that, it would have lost. Or at least tagged this. But yeah, we held up, and I think this goes up from here. Probably ignores that, and we're just gonna follow this, the green question mark going up. Once we go above this sort of zone, this is where I would look for something up, right? So yeah, on the USD pair, like we can see it chopped over this. Like right here, it had just a chop, and then it just sent straight up. So yeah, I think we're in that 2800 that I was looking at grabbing. There it is. Look at that, guys. So yeah, it followed the squiggle up, but it broke through strong, and again broke through strong and just continued pushing on up to 2800. Yeah, I didn't actually catch much of this move because I was busy focused on Solana. Grabbed some moves off Solana instead. Is that one the one we've been... Yeah, that's the one we've been working on. So yeah, I said, you know, we're gonna bounce. Let's go to the 4 hour. Yeah, I was saying, you know, we bounce here, and then we go up big time. So I got a play in here on this move up more recently. No, it was on this move up here. Yeah, it was on this 92 to somewhere around here. Yeah, pretty good move. And so I was happy with that move, and then this was kind of choppy. I think I might have chopped 1 or 2 trades around here. But yeah, I mean, really been looking at GME more than anything. Because we had this major push up. I don't know if I had anything marked on any charts here, because we were probably looking at the charts here. Here's a new one from today. I didn't enter this, I was just looking at the RR. But yeah, GME. More been watching this because of this major correction that we saw happen. Price got pushed down about 87%, which was pretty shocking, I would say, for most of the community. I think it's not going anywhere though, because it's a strong community and a strong narrative, and yeah, there's been nothing but good things coming from these guys. So looking on a lower time frame, we can see that this long down trend structure has finally been broken, and that we're waiting to see the retest, because there was a point back here, you know, where we thought the same thing, and then it continued playing to the downside. Now I think this is corrected, like over corrected now at this point, and I think it's partially to do with this volume that we hit, this structure volume, because we were in a gap, so it was like air. So this is actually going to end up forming into what I think is a deviation for where we recover. So like, I think this white line here, as I had it here as some kind of support or resistance line, it looks like, you know, it was a support line, because there's some support, there's some support, there's some support, there's some support. This is pretty close, and then we had a support, and then now we've started to have resistance against it. So this is a major line that we want to see flip into support. Next resistance, you know, maybe looking at the 5, half a penny. That's a psychological node. And then another one up further at 6. Maybe even some more over here at 67. And then it just sort of tapers off. Like, I think as this is our first major hump, and then our next major hump is kind of the 5 to 6 region. So if it can like recover those two, then we're gonna see a lot of movement to the upside. Yeah, it just depends how extremely powerfully it recovers these. But yeah, you know, looking at a couple things like stochastic here, you know, flipping upwards. And I think if we look on the 4-hour, we actually have a flip here on the MACD, which is pretty bullish. Should be majorly bullish for the long term. You know, long downtrend here on the RSI broken as well. So yeah, I think just a little bit of retest here. We move on up. You know, again, maybe we'll have a little bit more retest up in the 5-6, and then off to the races, so to speak. Another one I've been keeping my eye on here, guys. This guy here, Pepe, because this one's actually similar in sense. Just in its amount of correction, right? It's really corrected down heavily, and then now we're seeing a major push to the upside. Again, I think this has potential, considering, you know, it did touch about 20 mil market cap. Yeah, 20.38. And then now has corrected down 96%. And then currently sitting at about 90% correction. I think this is still a really good opportunity. Just because this could really play out a lot of upside to capture here. That's a 900% move if, you know, it did make it back to all-time highs, which I feel like it does have the potential. You can see that it just rocketed up so fast. It didn't really have time for much of a correction. So I think this is that first major correction, and then it takes maybe some time to get back up to all-time highs. But this could dwarf that. That could be just like that could be the starting first run, second run, third run. I mean, you could see something like this, right up to the hundreds, 120s, 130s. That's kind of my target, I think, for a project like this one. Just seeing 20 mil out of the gate like that, it's not gonna just fizzle, right? Although it did have a major, like I said, major correction down. We've seen a massive pushback up here. So it went from, you know, a couple 100K volume for 4 hours to 700, almost, you know, a million volume. That's kind of what it was getting back over here. Million, 1,000,007, 2 million near the top. Almost 4 million near the top, right? This type of volume is, I don't think it's gonna fade very, very fast like that. I'm sure there's people that did take profits up here and looked for re-entry, and this starts the recovery, right? So low, high, we look for a higher low and then a higher high. So like that, right? So look for something like that. Well, actually, I'll leave that on the market cap just to see. You know, I think, yeah, like up to 5 mil in the next couple days looks like that's easy for something like this token, which would be a good flip. Oops. Knocking things around here. But yeah, guys, a lot of dangerous stuff when it comes to being on here. Like, yeah, just watch out for some of these things. LEH, Lehman Brothers. This one was one I was looking at right around here at the 1-2 mil region. as it was breaking out, but I wasn't confident enough to ape. So I mean, now I wish I did, of course. I think this one does still have some legs to it. As we can see, it's actually pushing up to all-time highs right now. And if this does push above all-time highs, you want to see it do something like this and then play out of there. This one, like I said, I was looking at this one. This one's tough. Like this one now I see is kind of it's sort of lagging down here. I'm not too sure, but I'd like to see it at least create something and go above this. So above that, like 2 mil mark, maybe it's worth playing, because at that point it's got a low, lower low, higher low, and it's going up. CBDC, this one had a lot of volume, but I think now we can see this is it's creating a downtrend parabola. It could break soon here, but if you draw a straight one, it looks like it's still got a lot of time potentially. To do that. Like some of these other charts that I'm looking at, where is it? Like, like Pepe, for example, right? Big, long trail outs. So like they have a really big pump up, and that's kind of what stuff like this, that's the big pump up. Big pump up, and now it's gonna just wind down for a little while. How long, I don't know. It's because there's different structures here, it could potentially play out faster. Like this downtrend continuously got steeper. So once it starts breaking these, that's actually pretty close. Because yeah, it could break this, retest, break again, retest, break again, and then come out of there. I don't know. We're just drawing lines here, people. Yeah, there's a couple other ones. A couple other big ones recently. Yeah, I mean nothing crazy. I think those ones are the main ones that I was looking at. Myro actually making quite a recovery. Let's go on the day with this one because it's been around for a while. You guys know that I've been talking about this one since way back. And so this trend continuously stayed intact. Right, it's very similar trend. That stayed intact, luckily, and it continues upwards. It's making a W, and it actually just broke above this high. So I think, to see something here like that would be very constructive. And this could be a really good place for it to play out to the upside. So yeah, I think Myro at 100 mil is a good investment for a little bit longer term. I don't know if it's going to be fast as it used to be for its moves. It could take a while to play out, but I think Myro's cemented themselves in as a blue chip on the Solana ecosystem. Other blue chips like Jupe starting to recover as well. Look at that one more on like a 1 hour. It dumped right from inception, but now we finally broke that trend. Kind of. Well, we tried to break it. And we'll see, because sometimes it does these. and then does that. So if we see something like that, then it'll be nice to play out of. But we could continue downwards. It's tough to say because I did read about Jupe and how there were a lot of wallets. They found about 10,000 wallets that were botted for farming the airdrop. So Wen as well, making a really nice correction here. I did sell a lot of my Wen for GME, and I made a lot of more money on that. So I'm not too concerned with missing on this. I think I'm looking for this lower high wherever it gets made, so that you know, I can re-enter and maybe re-enter on something like that, or here. Doesn't matter. It's kind of what we're looking for. But yeah, I think I've rattled off enough. Omni, I think, yeah, OmniCat had a bit of a push up. DYM as well had a bit of a push up. Correcting pretty big though right now, so it wasn't really able to push up too hard here, and I think the overall crypto market is making an impact on that, of course, right? Like, I think we'll just look at total 3 real quick before we go. Because, yeah, look, we broke above this previous high structure, and we're just moving. So, yeah, alt season, I think, in my opinion, is already, like, this is alt season. In this box range. So yeah, like anywhere in here you should be able to make some substantial profits on alts. Yeah, that's why I'm pointing to a lot of these alts that have good charts. There is some actually even here. I would say like Inch. We're waiting for that one, I think. Mina, still waiting. Tia. Yeah, it's retesting previous high. It could continue on up as well. WIF made a really good push. WIF had a really, really good push. 170%. Sort of the same as Myro. Identical percentages. That's crazy. But yeah, this major flag that it had forming, once that finally broke out with some strength, then it reclaimed, and then I think right around here, I forget, one big basketball player had talked about it. Yeah, man. Anyways, yeah, so this is kind of what I'm thinking. That's kind of juke for us, right? Should see something like that play out. Tao's really just going, hey? Wow. Look at this thing go. Down in the 40-50 bucks. Back in October. 1200%. Wow. ARB. I think that's making a push up with ETH, but it still hasn't crested its previous high, so. WorldCoin making a really big push. Bar did here, and then it went back down, and then now we're making a big push. I think once it makes a big push over this BART, it's just gonna send. Original Pepe making a big move too from the bottom here. 50% move in a few days. So yeah, a lot of stuff moving pretty fast out there. Jito, that one's not done bottoming yet, I guess. Or maybe it is bottoming. It's tough to say. Bonk made a huge move as well. Like I said, these are people positioning for this alt season. It's not done. It's just starting. 50% from the lows there as well. A lot like OG Pepe. Sui and Say is the big one. Yeah, see, look at this. You could have played this range that I put out for you. I put this range out for you. Right? And we know what this is, like, it didn't happen exactly, but, like, it did, actually. Let's go to the 1 hour and you can see. See that? So it hits it up, above, retest, rockets, retest again, super rockets. I mean, that's 7% in an hour. This one was 5% in an hour. 4%, 2%. We're having a breakout right now. This is a new coin. This is in price discovery. This could go anywhere. It's at $1. It could go to $1.30 real fast. You know what I mean? So mark that. And then look for the signs that I talked to you about. Where the look for one of these. Just look for it. You can look on the 15 if it's, you know, you might have to find it, fine grind it down. And then you can find stuff like this that happens on a 4 hour 6% candle, 8% candle. Leverage that up. That's good money. Right? ETH just going to continue grinding our next marker, 3K to 3,300, I think. So ETH continues to push up. You could look for an entry there. You can look for an entry here. It could do something here. BTC. Where do we got marks up? So there's a bit of a ceiling here. If we go above that ceiling, we're good. If we hit the ceiling and just keep grinding, eventually we'll go through, I think. The strength right now, right? We're looking at the strength. And then we could potentially correct down to the 50s and then go. That's a more bearish scenario. Either way, I think we're pushing up in towards April. That's what I'm looking at. Again, BTC dominance could correct here. That's when we'll see things like Sol outperform. Sol's been outperforming. In the past few hours, it hasn't. But I think just if we look over like a longer time frame, this is Sol ETH. It's been outperforming since June on an ETH basis. And same thing on a BTC basis. We've been taking a sideways break because Sol price has still been pushing up, but the other ones have too, so gaining strength alongside strength. Either way, Sol breakout, I think we're looking at the 140 is my first sort of area. 200 probably the next. Yeah, right about there. So 200 kind of the next area of interest. We'll put that on this one, even though it's way above on this one. All-time high I think was 240 for Solana. Let's check that out actually. And just check out So all-time high is 260. Okay, yeah, so we're only 50% off of that. 56% off of that. Yeah. Yeah. That's all for tonight. Andy's Crypto Talk. Peace out.